tell you what, Ellie, perfect pairing, perfect performance, perfect piece of music.
It was. Everything came together in just a moment of utter genius. And the costumes as well, you can see that dip-dyed purple silk chiffon drifting across the ice, can't you? And the skates, the flow of the skates, the beauty of that performance. There's a very special documentary which we've made, which goes out tonight, called Bolero, The Making of a Masterpiece. It's at 7:30 in the evening. I had a little bit of a sneak preview of it last night. It's beautiful. I spoke to various people involved in it, including Courtney Jones and Bobby Thompson, who were mentors really to Jane and Chris. And let's talk to Jane and Chris now. Good morning to both of you.
Good morning.
Lovely to talk to you. And you're back in Sarajevo today as well, and you're recreating it all 30 years on. What's it like to be back in Sarajevo?
Oh, it's amazing. We would never have thought 30 years ago that we would be returning to skate on the same ground that we did before, doing bolero. Who would have thought it? And it's quite emotional, I have to say.
I mean, Jane, such a lot has happened, of course, to Sarajevo in the intervening 30 years. What sort of state have you found it in going back?
Well, we actually came back in '98 just to do a little bit of filming then, and it was quite devastated, and we were very saddened by it all. But coming back this time, we can see that there is a lot of sort of regeneration here, and buildings have been restored and so on, and new buildings have been built, and indeed the Zetra Stadium has been rebuilt pretty much as it was before, certainly on the same grounds. So that's the exciting thing for us, to come back and see that everything's getting better here, and hoping that, with us doing this performance tonight and the show around it without some of our Team GB skaters, it will bring some happiness to the city.
I'm sure it will. And we heard Bolero, Christopher, at the start of that, and talking to Courtney and Bobby as I did, they told me that wasn't your original choice of music, that you wanted something completely different for 1984, didn't you?
You know what, this is where we may disagree. In my head, it was always the right music. I think time plays tricks on people's minds. Maybe it was them that was thinking of something else.
Yeah, I heard it was 42nd Street that was up for discussion at the start. But Bolero, in the end, it was just the perfect choice. And it was a very unusual choice at the time, wasn't it? Because it was all the same pace, it flowed at the same tempo all the way through. Whereas in the past, free programs have been done to different pieces of music all cut together.
Yeah, that's right. And it was radical for the time, let's say. Bolero is one piece of music that the tempo stays the same, the melody basically stays the same, but what happens is it crescendos to this huge hypnotic final piece to it, where the coda happens and it's a big furore at the end. And so it was a journey, and that's what we were trying to do with the choreography, is with taking everybody on a journey with us, an emotional journey.
And the costumes were interesting and different as well, because purple, Jane, wasn't a very usual colour, but of course they worked so perfectly for you. I mean, do you still have the original costumes?
The original costumes are in Nottingham, in the new ice arena there. They're on display with several other costumes that we won championships with. So, pride of place. But for tonight's performance, we've had new costumes made, but they're very, very similar to the original.
Well, listen, it's great to talk to you both. Thank you very much indeed for joining us. I'm sure it's going to be a very emotional time performing it again tonight in Sarajevo. And just a reminder as well, Nikki, 7:30 tonight. Bolero, The Making of a Masterpiece, although Christopher thinks that maybe he might want to rewrite a little bit of the history that Courtney and Bobby remember from that time as well.
Okay, thanks. Brilliant stuff, Ellie. And